Okay, so using a calculator, number one, find the value of each of the following. So in A, it's 2.6 squared. That means 2.6 times 2.6. So in your calculator, you could type in 2.6 times 2.6 and press equals, or we can just use the square button, which we should be doing really because it's a lot quicker, and the square button is here, okay? So 2.6 squared, press equals. Of course, you'll usually get a fraction out as the answer. So if you press the SD button, it'll change it then to a decimal for us. So we get 6.76. So you write down the whole answer from that calculator. B then square root. Okay, square root 21.16. Okay, so if you type that in your calculator, there, remember now, there's the square root button there, and then type in 21.16, and you get again a fraction. Press the SD button and it comes out to be 4.6. Okay, right, so with number 2, the second one, we've got some squares going on here, but we've also got a fraction. Okay, so what we can do is if we press the fraction button on our calculator first, okay, because the fraction is overriding the whole thing, so we press the fraction button there. And then on the top, the numerator, we'll start typing this in. So we've got 30 squared. Where's the square button again? There. Plus then 20, and then again the square button. Okay, so that's on the numerator. Now on the denominator down the bottom, we've got 26. So if you press the arrow down there, it'll take us to the denominator. Type in 26, press equals, and it comes out to be exactly 50. Okay, so number 3, we've got another fraction here. Okay, so again, press the fraction button here, and on the top you've got 235 times 20 and then squared. Okay, on the arrow down there and press 17 and then press equals, and we get, okay, so we have to press the SD button because it's come out as a fraction. We get that. Okay, so let's write that down. 5529.411. Okay, and you get the picture. Yeah, it just goes on forever. Now we don't have to write everything down, and if you look here, it says write your answer correct to the nearest 10. So when you read this number, 5,529.41176, so to the nearest 10, this would be 5,530, won't it? Because 29 will round to 30 to the nearest 10. Okay. Question 4. Again, another fraction. Okay. So we press the fraction button. 5.2 squared. Okay. So we've written 5.2 squared. Take away the square root of 46. Okay. And then press the arrow down, and of course it's just 4 then. So if I press equals, I get this here. So let's write all that down. 5.064417504. Now it says then to 1 decimal place. So if we've got 1 decimal place, basically we want 1 digit after the decimal point. So I need to chop everything else off. I need to get rid of all that. But before I write my answer down, I've got to decide whether it's going to be 5.0 or whether I round it up to 5.1. And what you do is you check after where you've chopped off. Okay, so I'm chopping all this off, but if you check the digit just after the chop, because it's a 6, we're going to round it up. Because anything that's 5 or above, we round this up, so that'll become 5.1. Number 5 then, find the value of this. So you can see here, we've got a square root overriding 56 take away 37. So press the square root button, 56 take away 37. Okay, and then what you've got to do to get outside of the square root, okay, you need to press the arrow across. Okay, because we still, you know, if you notice now, if I start typing plus 28, it's inside that square root. So I need to delete that and press the arrow across, and it'll take me outside plus 28. Press the equals. And I get this, so again I've got to press the SD button. SD 32 point, let's write some of that down, 32.3588 9. Okay, we get the picture. And it says 2 decimal places, so we chop off. We need to have 2 digits after the point, and because that's after where we chop, because that's an 8, we're going to round this up. So we get 32.3. Now we're not going to write 5, we're going to write 6, because that digit there is above, or 5 or above. It's actually 8, so that rounds up to a 6 there. So we get our answer to 2 decimal places of 32.36.